So as 2024 comes to an end and 2025 opens, I thought I'd make a quick video talking about all the games that I played last year and what games I'm looking forward to this year. In no particular order, starting with Animal Well. I'm a sucker for Metroidvania, pixel-looking, cryptic puzzle-style games. This game should have been called Penry. This game is for you because you like Metroidvania, pixel-looking, cryptic puzzle games. Wouldn't have sold quite as much, but it would have been a more accurate name. I loved how the internet banded together for a month on this. 63 eggs out of 64. Thank goodness you're here. Incredibly British, incredibly quirky, and incredibly perverted. These are some of the words people use to describe me. They are also words I would use to describe this game. Probably the funniest game I've ever played. I smiled from start to finish, and then I went back to start and finish the game, and the smile never failed. I actually platinumed this game, and as someone who genuinely doesn't give two shits about trophies, that says a lot. An absolute incredible game. 8 bob out of 10.
Don't you come back here until those hands are clutching his meat!
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Final Fantasy VII is my favourite game of all time. Final Fantasy VII Remake is one of my favourite games of recent years. Rebirth is really fun, but kind of bloated. It's like when you order a large Big Mac meal and also get a 99p cheeseburger as a pudding, but then you eat the fries and the cheeseburger first, and then you realise you've got the main burger to go. So you force it down and you sit there in McDonald's car park covered in grease, feeling tired, and you ask yourself, was that really worth it? And the answer is yes, absolutely yes. It was a glorious time. I give Final Fantasy VII 9 chocobos out of 10. Silent Hill 2. I made a video about this game because that's how much I enjoyed it. I knew I liked this game because the times I wasn't playing it, I was watching other YouTubers playthroughs to see the reactions of the events that I had just previously reacted to. What a time to be alive. 9 sexy legs out of 10. Chrono Trigger, a classic JRPG that I had never played. As a massive Final Fantasy fan, I thought I really should sit down and play this game. And it did not disappoint. Really loved the time jumping, loved the characters, and the music made me do that cat head bob meme thing. I gave this game 8 time warps out of 10. Psychonauts. I have in fact played this game years ago, but I've also bought Psychonauts 2, and I thought it would have been a really good idea to play the first one again before starting the second one. Spoilers, I never got around to playing the second one. I still love this game with all my heart though. It is a definite classic. 9 emotional baggages out of 10. Dave the Diver. I played this game for about 2 hours, and my wife turned to me and asked what it was because she liked the look of it. So I gave her the controller and told her that she could play. Months later, she is still playing and loving this game. She isn't really much of a gamer, so it's nice to see her do something in evenings that's not work. For that, I give this game 10 out of 10. Astro Bot, game of the year. It's fun, it's charming, it's challenging in some ways, and it's very, very well done. Levels are not too long, got great variety of power-ups, and they're all pretty interesting. I can see why it was nominated, and I can see why it won. Whether it's something that you would play is a different story. I had a great time with this. 8 Astrobots out of 10. Dark Souls 1. As mentioned in my Elden Ring video, I went back and I played the original Dark Souls. Learning how these games work from Elden Ring, I really got into it quickly and was hooked for a couple of weeks. Played most of it on my Steam Deck as well, which is a really nice handy thing. I haven't finished it because I got distracted by other games, but having it on my Steam Deck makes it a fantastic pick up and play game while we're sat on the sofa watching TVs. I can see why this game is highly regarded. 9 souls out of 10. God of War Ragnarök. I've been playing God of War since the first one back in 2025. I actually remember playing the demo that came on a DVD from a PlayStation magazine. Now that is a sentence of its time. I loved God of War 2018. This one, not as much. Great acting, great visuals, gameplay was okay. First act is great, second act is boring, and the third act is outstanding. Call me old, but I honestly would have rather just have a cutscene that gave me a full story explanation than whatever this slow walking section was. 8 ravens out of 10. Hogwarts Legacy. wizards and stuff. I was a bit disappointed everyone had a posh English accent. I really wanted it to be a 19th century Welsh kid in Hogwarts, but alas, no. Really well put together, and if you're a big Potter fan, I can see the appeal of this game. Some of the minigames were a bit tedious. Other than that, it was an okay experience. Probably the best 7 out of 10 game I played this year. So yeah, 7 Revalios out of 10. Maid of Sker. I played this in Welsh. That was an experience, but a good one. So far in life, I have played this and Minecraft in Welsh. Fun puzzles, fun settings, actually scary, and a good pace. Visually is quite appealing, and I never really felt like it outstayed its welcome. It is just a good old fun game. Mwynhau mas draw, saith caralan, mas o deg. Half-Life Alyx. The first and only VR game I've played, and it was an experience I will never forget. It was outstanding from minute 1 until the credits. Valve just get it, don't they? I did get motion sickness a couple of times though, and that did kind of suck. So I give this game 9 crowbars out of 10. Black Myth WuKong. I bought this game day 1, and I played it for about 4 hours. And then I got sick. And I got really sick. I lost about 5 to 6 days of my life. I was in bed, sweating, I couldn't think, I couldn't do anything. And I lost all memory of buying this game. Because when I got better, I didn't go back. I just carried on with my life and I got on with other games. It wasn't until the end of the year when they showed who was nominated for Game of the Years that I remembered I own this game. And I played it. And I forgot. Which leads me nicely onto my next topic, games I will play in 2025. Future Penry here, I actually played and finished Crow's Country in the first week of January. A gigantic love letter to the Resident Evil style survival horror games, and I absolutely loved this game. I didn't realise I needed a game in the old PS1 style graphics, but my god, I need more games in the PS1 style graphics. Well planned, great levels, and just fun. Highly recommend this. Okay, back to past Penry. To start off the year, I want to go back and play some games that I missed. WuKong being one of them, as well as Psychonauts 2, and the new Indiana Jones game. A game that I was really unsure about. But after reading people's reactions, I really want to give this game a shot. It just seems like a good old-fashioned video game. As we're still living in the age of massive open-world 60+ hour games, it is hard for me to really get into these games. As someone who loves trying new games and new experiences, as well as having a full-time job, being a dad and a husband, I have to be more strict with the games that I buy. I'm going to keep most of the games that I play this year under the 30 hour to finish threshold. Because generally, I would love to play Metaphor ReFantasia, because it looks like a game that I would absolutely devour every inch, but I really don't have the time to sink that many hours into one game. Maybe in 2030. When it comes to new releases this year, I've had a quick look and nothing is fully screaming out at me. Ghost of Yotei is a day one for me. I absolutely loved and adored Ghost of Tsushima when it came out. Probably the best looking game in recent years, especially in the art direction they went down, because that was just a 10 out of 10 for me. I think I played about with the camera mode in that game more than I played the game in some sessions. It was just such a beautiful game to immerse yourself in. It really pulled you into the world. And the gameplay loop just hit a good spot to me, and I really can't wait to see what they do with Yotei. The Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, because, well, it's Metal Gear, and Konami did such a good job with the Silent Hill remake, so I kind of want to see what they're going to do with this one. To this day, Metal Gear Solid 2 was the first I played, and it still holds a special place in my heart, and is probably my favourite, but I do think Metal Gear Solid 3 is a better game, and it's just a really good excuse to replay it, and I really can't wait. Atomfall looks interesting, a game set in the Lake District of England, and if you haven't been there, it's an absolute gorgeous place to visit. It is such a beautiful area of England. They say Metro, Bioshock, and Fallout New Vegas are all inspiration to this game, so that sounds like it's going to be a good package to me. I'm in. Sign me up. Professor Layton and the New World of Steam. I'm so glad there's a new Professor Layton game. I loved the Layton games on the DS. They are such good puzzle games, and they have a really interesting setting and really fun stories, and I honestly just can't wait to see what new puzzles and what new mechanics they're going to bring to the Layton games. And I really hope this does well and we get more Layton games, because they're charming in such a unique way. In the Game Awards, they announced a new Onimusha and a new Okami. I don't know if they're going to come out this year, but I am so hyped for those two games. Okami is up in one of my top 5 favorite games ever made. It is just an absolute joy of a game to play. And Onimusha is Onimusha. It's such a classic game. It's a bread and butter game from the PlayStation era, and it's so nice to see them bringing it back. And of course, there's GTA 6. If that even comes out this year, who knows? But I also have this want to go back to visit the old PlayStation games. I think because Crow's Country kind of put me back into that mindset. The PlayStation Store has tons of the old PlayStation 1 games and PS2 games. This might be the year that I revisit the old PlayStation catalogue, just to revisit the games that I never played. In fact, just as it comes to my mind right now, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remastered. I never played those when they first came out, whenever they came out back in the 90s, so that might be a good shout. I might give that a game a go. But there's so many games out there, and I'm not going to be short of stuff to play. It's just going to be a really exciting year for me to revisit games that I missed and pick games that really interest me that are coming out this year. I hope you all had a nice Christmas or holiday or wherever you want to call it, and I hope you all have a fantastic 2025. And I'll be seeing more of you this year. Thank you for watching.